Let's get into it.
Good afternoon, good people of the internet.
Oh, yeah.
We are the Locker Rooms and Legends podcast.
Oh.
I'm joined here with Trav to my right,
Yeah.
You know, I was playing that the other
Box
day.
to my left,
You know.
and Luke, the other one who's dressed very nice, right over there.
Damn, they said you-
So now let's get into this, guys.
The main topic of the day.
The main course. In case you guys are wondering why me and Luke are dressed like
Some stupid stuff every
accountants. Pardon the joke there, Luke.
No, we got it.
Inside of our garage, 7 p.m. on a Thursday night.
Oh, absolutely.
We're here to talk about the draft. And we decided we wanted to look good for the draft.
No.
Even this guy did his best.
His
Did
best.
better, he did better than that guy.
Hey, at the end of the
my
day,
best.
at the end of the day,
I did my best.
he's just like a champ.
Guys, I have to ask though.
Hey, look up a picture. What were the New England Patriots winning after they won that Super Bowl? That outfit right there.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't think of a better outfit to wear. Hey, what have you guys seen videos of Bill Belichick drafting? See what he wears?
I see the dog.
See what he wears?
Well, does he actually?
I see the dog.
When he
I
left
thought
the
he was
dog
at least
draft
a
in there for him?
I don't know.
I don't see Bill. I see the dog.
So I guess I'll start us off with the most brain dead topic you can come up with when it comes to the draft. Guys, who won the draft?
On the draft.
Anyone want to start us off?
No, I'm not.
Trav, how about you start us off? Who won the draft?
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
No-brainer?
It's a no-brainer.
It has nothing to do with your attire, right?
If I were to...
Don't say that.
If I were to
Actually
grade...
doesn't.
That's kind of awkward. No, so see, the thing is, if I had Chiefs gear... Spoiler. If I had Chiefs gear, I would have decked out in Chiefs gear. But
Chiefs Kingdom.
I genuinely do think the Red Kingdom, A+ draft, everyone else, shit the bed. Shit the bed. I think Chiefs
Everyone.
best draft.
So you're not just saying the Chiefs had the best draft. You're saying everyone else had a terrible draft, huh?
Nothing compared close to Kansas City.
That's
Okay.
I'd be
is that?
disappointed if the Red Kingdom didn't win it this year.
Is that because of fit? Is that because they just got all the best play? Like they actually.
Both.
We'll get into it. He has a whole list. Let's get into it.
Boy, hey, I'm not that educated. We're there at Wilson. Like, doing
okay.
It's relax.
I'm just looking at the list you have.
Just relax. All right. So, start off. Chiefs, first time in history, they actually drafted two defense players in the first round.
Guys, what is the weakest part of the Kansas City Chiefs?
Quarterback. Kidding. I'm kidding. It's all actually.
Actually, what's the weakest part? You think?
the corners.
Oh,
I say
yeah,
DBs.
okay.
They drafted
DBs.
5 DBs in this draft. They drafted 3 corners and 2 safeties.
Like
They
the Eagles
drafted
when
a
they
stud
drafted
with
20
their first pick.
pitchers.
They drafted a stud with their
One of them had to be good.
They drafted.
McDuffie.
They drafted the Washington guy McDuffie,
Mhm.
and then they went and drafted that linebacker. What's his name? Wait,
Yeah,
you go.
I'll pull-
George Karlaftis.
Oh, the edge rusher.
Purdue guy. Purdue guy. He was disgusting.
Yeah.
But he hadn't been playing football that long, so he kind of. They still those were both their first picks though. They had 1, 2 there. Yeah, they drafted 7 defensive players in the draft. So they're
Sure,
all.
it's the Kansas City Chiefs drafting. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So they go and they drafted 7 guys and 7 defensive players in the draft. Their offensive line, they got Orlando Brown, Joe Thuney, whatever his name with the Patriots guy. They got Creed Humphreys, and then they drafted an offensive guard
Mhm.
who in the 5th round, who was supposed to go in the 2nd.
He's supposed to be really good.
That's what
Kennard,
I'm-
right? Kennard?
Yeah.
They got a guy who's supposed to go in the second round.
In the 5th.
Yes.
That's a steal.
That was their offensive guard.
That's a steal.
So that's they already had 3 legit offensive guards, and they just got this guy. That was the guy we were watching today, the highlights, the Kentucky guy.
Okay,
We were watching that guy today. They got Sky Moore, ran a 4.4 140.
You think he's gonna replace what Tyreek's gonna be able to do?
They got Juju, they got Scant, they got Sky Moore. Who else they have now?
Look, he doesn't need to replace what Tyreek Hill does.
I mean, he's got a similar skill set. Very similar skill set.
Nicole
If
Hardman,
he can at
Nicole
all
Hardman's there.
replicate anything, then they'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't need to replace Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
He didn't draft him to replace Tyreek Hill. When did they draft him again?
Oh, in the 3rd round. No, they drafted him in the
Second
2nd round.
round.
They drafted him in the 2nd round.
Second
They had,
round.
that was their 3rd pick, though.
Mhm.
They had 2 first-round picks, and they drafted him late in the 2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
So they went. They get a Washington corner. Pretty much, they get 5 DBs. They get a guy from that Cincinnati defense that was disgusting. That's one of the safeties. They get 2 more DBs. They got another running back and an offensive
They
guard.
drafted probably 5 starters. At
Dude,
least.
the defensive end guy is gonna start. That Trent McDuffie guy from Washington is gonna start. Sky Moore is gonna. People are saying he's gonna get 1,000 yards receiving.
No,
That's
I mean,
what people are
he's
saying
not
that.
in that situation.
Brian Cook is going to start, and then maybe this guy Joshua Williams. He's a cornerback from Lafayette. The corners are terrible on the Chiefs. So I'm thinking they're going to have 3 corners or 2.
Willie Sneen's not that bad.
They're going to have 2 corners, a safety,
Legit,
an edge
legit.
rusher, and maybe an offensive guard start. They're going to have 5 starters from their draft. That's pretty.
Yeah, possibly 5.
That's
good.
pretty
That's a
legit
good
draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Chiefs won it. But like what I sent in the group chat the other day, Seattle Seahawks, they got an F teammate grade in 2012, and they drafted Bobby Wagner, Bruce Irvin, and Russell Wilson in that draft. And they were the only team in 2012 with an F draft grade.
Yeah, but that's
It's almost like talking about the draft a week after it happens is pointless, guys.
Huh?
And we're here.
But
We're
I
talking
know.
about it.
But this is what gets views nowadays.
Yeah.
Box, what do you guys say about draft?
Oh, you want
Ow, bud.
You know, I had the Chiefs up there. I was thinking about them, but honestly, it was a coin toss between the Ravens and the Eagles for me. But I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
I like that.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
Okay.
I honestly, when was the last time the Ravens didn't do good in the draft? Like, what's his name on?
Do well.
Like, do well. Like, just come on.
When
They
they
do well
drafted
every
that guy from Louisville who plays running back but keeps on trying to throw.
But
the
who
ball.
has a? He's like 32 and 17. The starting quarterback. Honestly, I would say Ravens had to win this draft. I think they
Why,
just.
Box? Why the fuck did
Tell us why.
I would just say, I mean, they got arguably, probably, many people were saying probably the best player in the draft at 14.
Sauce Gardner?
No, the Notre Dame safety.
Andrew
Being compared to
Hitchinson?
Jamal Adams, like the next prototypical like generation.
The next Blitz boy?
Not Blitz boy. Probably better. Probably better. not better than Blitz boy.
Probably.
But-
Probably.
Hey, let me have the floor. Let me have the floor.
Just listen.
Kyle Hamilton, right? Best safety. He was supposed to go top 5. You dropped at 14.
Still dating his high school girlfriend. Kind of.
Hey, do you see that?
Kinda
dap though? That dap.
Kinda
that dap
cringe.
he did?
Dog,
Oh,
Kyle
that was-
Hamilton, if you're watching this, you're still with your high school girlfriend and you're making millions.
Don't look up the dab. Don't. Yeah.
Well, I was looking at.
Yeah, don't look that up. That was
not
so
looking up the
cringy. I
dap.
was like, oh.
Bad play on
And
your part.
then they drafted a stud at center who was supposed to go in the top 20. They ended up getting him at 25.
I like that.
Tyler Linderbaum from Iowa,
What position?
center.
So you say-
Am I supposed to know position?
No, he said.
Oh,
He said center.
No, I said center. Yeah, so they have him, who's going to be probably there for the next decade at least. You get Kyle Hamilton, so already a defense that's pretty good when they're all healthy. Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey, good
Marcus
defense.
Peters is still alive?
Yes.
Yeah, he's towards ACL.
Did towards his yeah.
And he's just really bad at football.
And then they got the other guy. So everyone talked about Hutchinson from Michigan, but the other guy who had 11.5 sacks,
He's very.
he's good. But he did tear his Achilles. So, but he was gonna probably go in the first round. if
Was
he
he the
didn't
one
tear-
that tore his Achilles?
And then
What's his name?
Oh.
David Ojabo.
no.
David,
Was he the one that tore his Achilles in the combine?
I guess so. But I was gonna say he's very rough. He literally was
Yeah.
born in Africa.
Yeah, he just started
That's
playing
cool.
football this year, and
I'm
he's
saying,
good.
yeah.
This year?
That's what
This
I'm
year.
saying. He's
Okay.
very.
Well,
No,
11.5
not
sacks.
this year.
11.5 sacks for his first year of playing football. So he's
When did they pick this guy?
45th overall.
See, that's what's annoying. That's what you call. That's
That's
what you call genetics, though. That's from the lab right there, guys. This guy played a year in football, and he gets 11.5 sacks.
No, that's what I'm saying. And then, so then
Just by running
he tears
around
his
people.
Achilles.
Yeah, that's just straight. Boom! Get off me and buy you.
But all I have
Like,
to say is that's probably 3 stars right there once he's healthy. He'll probably start. Like
Did you see the
like
video?
his potential is like, oh yeah, where the coach didn't even care.
You see the video of what happened to him?
That was horrible.
No, that was
I did
the
see
coaches
that.
didn't even care, man. They just
He falls down injured during the combine, or
Oh,
I think it was a
yeah.
pro day. Or was
yeah.
It was the comment. No, it was the
The
first.
coach.
And he just rolls over and he's like holding his ankle, and all the coaches just kind of looking. Oh, next drill, and they all walk away from him. They're all
He
moving
just
on
grabs
the
it. He
next
goes to him and says, "Let me get the ball. Okay, you're kind of."
Yes, he get the ball. Remember, he get the ball. He didn't
Yeah.
go and check on him. Towards the Achilles, and they go and check on the ball. The ball good? All right, we're good. Next one.
No, yeah.
Let's go.
Wow, so he
No, I
tore his
think
Achilles and
that's-
still went 45th.
Yeah, 45th overall. But
That's
like I
good
said,
for him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
everyone had him as a first round grade going to the combine.
He was the first
And he
round
still
pick.
only fell to the second.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like there were some guys before him.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
got
He
picked
should have
that-
fallen way further.
Yeah, but so that's 3 first rounds I think that the Ravens got, and then they got the defensive tackle from Connecticut, Travis Jones, who was, this combine group in general was just insane, and he was a part of that. So you get another starter, then they get another offensive lineman, Daniel Falele from Minnesota. So I think it's kind of like Travis. They get 5 starters
in their
potential
draft.
in their draft class, and then they get a stud at corner from Alabama, who played one really good year, the 1 year he started, and Jalen Armour Davis. So these are guys that are going to be.
Was
good to
Marlon
come.
Humphrey not from Alabama as well? Am I right in saying that?
That's pretty cool. You're right. That is pretty cool. They went to Alabama together. I mean, they probably didn't go together.
Oh, for surely no.
But-
Harlan Humphrey's actually.
And then they got a
older.
good tight end. Good tight end, Charlie Kolar. So honestly, their draft was solid. I mean, I don't remember the last time the Ravens didn't do good in the draft. So
I am aware
between the
it's the same
Twins,
thing.
I think the Ravens won this draft. Do you guys have anything else to say? Who wants
What I have
go
to say is
first?
that the Ravens do always draft very well.
They do.
They always
Joe
impress.
Flacco, great pick.
Oh, great pick.
Got you a championship. What else do you want from them?
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Hamilton pick was incredible.
At 14.
I say. I was hearing that guy might be the best player in the draft. So to get him at 14 to bolster up a defense that's already always good.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And if you're getting that Michigan end, the Ravens are a team that have some time. They probably have other players that can play in front of him.
Mhm.
So to wait for him to get healthy is not.
I could not think of a better team to draft and develop someone who has played 1 year of football.
And edge rusher too. An edge rusher.
That's what they did.
That team's
Think about
incredible.
all like the
Every year they
Very
lose
true.
somebody, you think there's going to be some kind of drop, and that guy just plays just as well as the last
yeah.
guy.
Like they're the reason that Judon red sleeves.
But they did
Yeah.
lose their
That's what I'm
defensive
saying.
coordinator.
You
Yeah.
lose CJ Mosley.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, that
that's
is true.
right.
Things may change.
I like
So, for me, I'm a bit of a realist. I'm not going to read off every pick. I may read every pick for you guys, but I'm not going to say this guy's great, that guy's great. I'm not going to say this 6th rounder is a better pick than the Chiefs' 3rd rounder that they drafted. I'm
I
going
like that.
to assume that most of these guys drafted after the 3rd round are going to be dog shit, and we'll never hear their names ever again.
Okay.
So, the team I
Fair.
picked, very interesting. I might be laughed at. I really hope it's not the same team as Luke. But I'm going to be talking about the Tennessee Titans. Are you kidding?
No, it's not the same team.
Oh,
You know-
I was going to say.
I know
I like
better
that.
team.
I like that. I gotta say I like that.
And here's a reason. When you go to the draft, you have one goal. You draft the best guy available.
Yep.
Or you have such a vivid path that you're going to take, and you know what you're doing in the draft, and you want to take this guy then, that guy this, and you have a big old plan. The Titans came into this draft, and it seemed like they had a very definitive plan. So they had A.J. Brown. What, he had 1 year left on his contract?
Yep.
If that. Guy's always hurt. They're like, you know what? Let's not pay the guy
Boy.
who's going to play 8 games a season.
He's still top 5.
No, he isn't. Let's get out of this.
When he's on the field, he's top 5. But he's got to be on the field. So you know what they did?
Availability.
They traded him away. They said, let's not pay the fat contract. We saw that one with Ryan Tannehill. We're already eyeing Derrick Henry, saying, how are we going to pay both those guys?
Yep.
How are we going to do that? So they got rid of A.J. Brown. They moved him out. Everyone's going crazy. Why? Why'd they get rid of him? Then they go in the 1st round, and they draft a guy, Treylon Burks.
Dude's gonna be a stud.
I got to say, Luke, I don't know if you've seen anything about him, but this guy looks like an A.J. Brown clone almost.
No, him and imagine DK and AJ Brown.
It's
The
pretty
one player.
ridiculous. If anything, he might just be a little bit faster than A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
He might be able to go up better than A.J. Brown because A.J. Brown, I don't see him.
Go up.
Yeah.
He's
A.J. Brown's a
that's
great player. I'm not going to slander
6'3",
A.J. Brown.
220 though.
AJ Brown's
And he
big.
runs
But with
the-
this receiver market, the amount you're going to have to pay for him, and if you can
Yeah.
somehow get the half of the production from this guy who you won't have to pay for like 4 years, that's saving you a lot of time.
$20 million less per year.
Personally, I think
So,
A.J.
it
Brown's
works out.
career is going downhill from here, but we can continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get into that with the Eagles, but saying the Titans, honestly, I have no idea who Roger McCreary is. I don't know who that is.
I didn't even think
That's a
about
starting
that.
corner.
But he's probably pretty decent, right? He's some
No, he's
cornerback
good.
from Auburn.
Everyone was showing him first round.
Hey, viewer, you don't know who he is. I don't know who he is. I'm not going to pretend like I know who he is.
You know, he's-
I would say,
Nope.
let me just say this. And
Nope.
People are saying
Don't
he's
know.
first round grade on the corner. As a corner. Even then they got him second.
That's pretty good. They got him in the 2nd round.
Mhm.
to be honest.
Okay, I'm only going to read out this guy's name because of where he was drafted. They drafted Nicholas Petit Ferry, or
Yeah, offense.
Ohio State offensive tackle. He
Yeah.
was picked 69th overall.
Oh,
I like that.
So he's got to be good.
Nice.
But here comes the big one. You paid all this money to Ryan Tannehill, right? And now you're kind of looking at the rest of the AFC, and you're like, we paid him all this money. Can he really keep up with guys like Josh Allen? Can he keep up with guys like Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, he's as good as Herbert.
Shut
good
up,
as Justin
shut
Herbert.
up, shut up.
Are you serious?
Shut your mouth.
Just Joe Burrow. Yeah, he's like those
Shut up.
guys.
Yeah, he's just as good as those guys. We're
Oh,
paying
yeah,
him as
let's
much
go.
as
3
them.
picks in a game that matters,
He
right?
can run with those guys.
Hmm?
So you know what they did? They looked at it. They said, wait, it's round 4? And Malik Willis is there?
The second best quarterback in the draft.
Supposedly he's supposed to go top 10.
He had a lot of
He was supposed to go top 10. I mean, to be fair, none of the quarterbacks even went top 10.
Yep.
But
That's true.
what the Titans is, they traded up. That's when they traded away. Is that when they traded away A.J. Brown?
No.
No,
No?
they traded away and then they
First.
picked up Treylon Burks.
Okay, but they traded up for Malik Willis, right?
Yep.
Am I right in saying that?
They went from 4th to get.
Oh,
no, they got him
yeah,
in the
it
3rd
does.
round. They got him in the 3rd round. Mm-hmm.
That's in the 3rd? 86 in the 3rd? And I didn't do my math.
That's good though.
It is.
That's good though.
Oh, so they trade up back into the third. So they got this guy supposed to go top 10, and they got him in the third round. And now, I'm seeing it. Mike Vrabel had a plan.
Yep.
He
Paint
said,
the picture.
let's move the big time receiver. Let's get the no name receiver that we don't know what he's gonna do yet, but we don't gotta pay him shit. And then let's bring in a guy who might just be able to take over this overpaid quarterback's role. We'll see what happens. So that's why I picked the Titans. They won the draft. Just because I think that they gave all the control to Mike Vrabel, very smart guy, very good head coach. They finally gave him all the control, and we're finally going to see what he can do.
Well, Luke, what's up?
So, I was looking at the Jets.
Everyone.
I was looking at
Being cat.
the Falcons. You know, I like the Falcons. They replaced their quarterback. They got their guy, or maybe not their
Marcus
guy.
Mariota?
Oh,
I know.
They got the guy in Cincinnati, Riddler. You know, they got him. They got Drake London early, even though Drake London might not pan out. But I don't know.
Don't look at me like that, bro. We went to his games. He's not good. You
Also,
look at the highlight tape and he's a lot better
Packers,
than he
they
is.
actually got their big name receiver to replace Adams, but I don't know about him either.
He's
North
a
Dakota,
stud. He's a stud.
North
Christian,
Dakota
he's a
State,
stud.
I heard some.
Yeah.
I just watched some on him, and it's like, I don't know. I'm a little worried that he just won't really pan out. But the team I feel like won the draft, and by won the draft, my perception wasn't who drafted the best. It was who won. After the night was over, after all the drafting was done, who do I think was winning the league at that point? I thought it was Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams.
I thought you were going to say Super Bowl champion 2019. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So the reason why I say Los Angeles Rams, because if you look, what was their first round pick this season used for?
Super Bowl win.
Matt Stafford.
Yep.
So ultimately, the first round pick was pretty much Matt Stafford.
Oh crap.
And Von Miller, I think they got a second and fourth for him. So pretty much another Hall of Fame pass rusher.
They got Von Miller and Matthew Stafford.
So pretty much that's their draft. I was going to bring up Jalen Ramsey, but sadly his picks were used last year to draft Travis Etienne. He had a great. Sorry, Travis. Sorry you got hurt, but to be fair, you didn't.
Oh yeah, the
Jackson.
To be fair, Travis, you didn't do anything, so looks like the Rams won that trade pretty big right now. But maybe Travis, maybe you're gonna be really good.
Prove us wrong and
No,
add us.
I hope he doesn't because I'm a big fan.
Oh, James Robinson.
I'm a big James Robinson guy. I hope he doesn't do anything.
So-
Let's go, James. I still got you.
So I'm looking at the Rams draft. I'll go in their draft a little bit. They got an offensive guard from Wisconsin, which they desperately need some alignment. With Whitworth's gone. I think they lost another guy. Yeah, they lost another guy in free agency.
That one fool jumped in the pool because they got that pick. They got that. He's like, if this guy's on the what's his name, Bruss, right?
Yeah.
They're like,
Logan Bruss.
If Logan Bruss is on the board still in the fourth round, I'm jumping in the pool. I guess the Rams guy jumped.
So they got him in the third round. So that was their first pick, guys. The third round. But like I said, those other picks went toward Matt Stafford and Von Miller.
I like that.
Then their next pick was in round 4, which they got a cornerback, Jacoby Durant from South Carolina. Another just guy to try to fill in some because they're a good team. They just need depth players. They don't need those
Bucks
winners.
last year. They drafted. They got all their starters.
Hey,
What I
who,
do like-
who are you picking at 32 in the first round, anyways?
I mean, who's the Rams? Oh, the
Best available. Best available at that point. 32.
What I do like about this next pick is round 5. They got Notre Dame running back Kyrie Williams. The reason why I like that is because we talked about on the show. It kind of goes with what we talked about on the show in the past. I like when they just take flyers on these running backs.
No, I agree. The Patriots got 2 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I like
You
that.
just kind of take flyers, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey,
Patriots got 2 running backs.
Hey, they could be studs.
Yeah.
maybe those really good. Because they have Cam Akers, and I really have a lot of faith in Cam Akers. But those rookie deals when they're done, I think running backs are done.
Yeah.
But they also have Darrell Henderson Jr., and that guy's hurt every other day, so it's gonna be nice to have another running back that's not either always hurt or white, because James Funk is white, and I don't know. White running backs, guys, they really do anything.
What's wrong with Danny Wood?
We got one.
Danny Wood.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Rex Burkhead.
Okay,
Rex Burkhead.
Jake Funk is not running routes like Danny Wood.
Exactly, that's kind of my problem there.
Christian McCaffrey? How did we forget him?
Okay.
They
I
got
didn't
Quentin
forget
Lake,
that.
safety from
That's
UCLA.
Yep.
I read he's very versatile. He can play, he'll play safety, but he'll probably play in the box too as well.
And you kept him at home.
Exactly, still in
He's
Illinois.
going to be happy.
And their next pick was Darion Kendrick from Georgia, a cornerback from Georgia. And I just like I said, they're just adding depth to their positions. They have drafted another safety from Kansas State, Russ Yeast. Don't know all these guys. A linebacker from Montana State, Daniel Hardy. I'm guessing he was a smaller school guy. But they're like, he's probably the best player at his school, and let's just take him. Why not? So, but ultimately, the Rams didn't just win because of them. I think the Rams won because of all the other teams.
I mean,
So you have the Arizona Cardinals. Let's just go from the very beginning. Seahawks. They traded away a Hall of Fame running back, or a Hall of Fame linebacker, and a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yep.
They're done this season.
Yeah.
They're done. The 49ers are trying to they're in turmoil. They're trying to get rid of their quarterback that got them the NFC Championship game. And the receiver, their star player, probably their best,
Wait,
one of the best
twice?
players.
Twice?
Hmm?
NFC Championship game twice?
Oh, yeah. He got them, sorry, Jimmy Garoppolo got them there twice, but they still don't have any faith in him. You know, that makes sense, I guess.
They don't like Trey Lance. That's what I've been.
So what I'm saying is, if Trey
That
Lance
makes
goes in
sense.
there and starts, they're not winning a playoff game this year. He could have one of those crazy seasons where they go win the division and they just win a shit ton of games, but postseason will not do shit. The 49ers are trying to get rid of their best receiver, running back, whatever the hell you want to call him.
wide back.
Actually, they're not.
Wide
Back.
back.
He wants to leave. Apparently, he refollowed the team, guys.
Guys, such
That's a big one.
That's big.
Wait, actually,
Because they don't want him to leave. They kind of said, like, yeah, you're not going to leave.
Yeah,
I heard Debo's going to New England. Oh, sorry.
From Odell Beckham?
From OBJ?
Yeah. Okay,
Oh, so that was the Niners.
That's just a steaming
if
pile
they
of
get
shit
rid
on
of-
your chest,
What I'm
pal.
saying is, if Jimmy Garoppolo's not their starting quarterback next year, I'm like, okay, they're not winning the division. I don't care.
I want
Then what about the Cardinals?
Then you have the Cardinals, who they didn't really improve much in the offseason.
They actually did have a good draft, I thought, right?
I mean, you know,
Solid draft. It is solid draft.
but right when it kind of seemed like things, you know, because they had the whole Kyler Murray drama, so things kind of go down. Then draft maybe goes up, and then their best player on offense got
The player that you
suspended for
can literally tell when that guy does not play for them, oh my
Their
god.
offense is a lot worse when DeAndre Hopkins doesn't play. So when DeAndre Hopkins is out for 6 games to start the season off, I look at that and go, how do the Rams not just repeat their division?
I was gonna say they're gonna start off so far fucking behind, bro. They're gonna start 0-6.
But the problem is their thing is starting off ahead and then blowing the lead. What are they going to do without the lead?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. After week 1 last year, people were like, "This is a Super Bowl team,"
So then
and it's like
that's
no,
their division.
They're not gonna have that start. Yeah.
But then the rest of the NFC, like, you know, other playoff teams like the Cowboys, they didn't really improve.
Yep.
The Buccaneers, they didn't really improve.
They did terrible on their draft.
Really?
So bad.
Then you have the Packers, the other top seed. They lost their best receiver and they replaced him with a rookie. I'm just like,
They actually wasted their first round pick on a defensive player. Actually.
Two of them.
so it feels like the Rams.
Rogers?
Did they forget how many points they scored in the NFC
Yeah.
divisional game?
Well, so this
It
time.
wasn't the defense,
This
guys.
one they're gonna do. I forgot that it was literally a blocked punt
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh
Dude,
my
it's so
God.
Their defense only let up
just-
field goal.
It was
Field goal.
I don't. I remember watching a game and just like seeing the Niners getting in a field goal range. Like, wow, they are gonna win this game. I was like in shock.
I was
Yeah.
thinking to myself, I'm going to have to watch my Rams lose next week to the 49ers.
But
That's
I'm
good.
sitting there and I'm like, the Rams just like look like they have this easy path to just go win the NFC again. That's why I think they're the winner. Also, I don't love the draft because it's a lot of we brought the F team grade and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't know what any of these guys are gonna do. And I looked at NFL the teammate grades for everyone or the draft grades. The lowest one I saw was like a B or
No.
a C.
Really?
That's
That's
what
what
I
I'm
saw in
saying. No
NFL.
one wants to say you did bad.
So it's like
No one wants-
I'm sure there's some that are better, but the one I just looked at NFL, it was like the lowest I
They
saw
showed
was
a
a C.
graphic on
Because
Yeah.
in the
Everyone's a C.
in the mainstream, you're not going to hear anyone put their neck out one way or the other. They're not going to put their neck out and say this guy's going to be bad in the NFL. They're going to put their neck out and say this guy's going to be really good in the NFL. We're going to say, well, we'll see. He's a hybrid
But
guy.
to be fair, how can we really tell though?
They can
because-
coach him. Maybe he'll
Like,
develop.
Someone's gonna look stupid if they say this team had an F teammate grade. They look so stupid,
And then
they
hey,
got.
receipts 3
But,
years
like,
later.
I don't like going out and saying this guy's gonna do terrible in the NFL.
I like it.
It's like that kind of sucks. So
Yeah.
you're gonna say, oh, this guy's gonna suck. Like,
Yeah.
damn, that hurts a little bit.
Mhm.
But see, the Rams spent all their picks on all these players and helped them win the Super Bowl.
I love it.
And they still actually have most of these players still. Not Von Miller, but they have most of the other ones. So I just think they use all those picks, and it's kind of like, instead of getting players that might do good, they got players that are doing good for them.
Hey, Les Snead said, F them picks.
That's them picks.
That's what I love about Sean McVay.
So,
So many people have said so many things about him, especially with the Ramsey trade. They need a lineman. What draft picks? Who are you going to draft? What are you going to do?
Well-
And it's just, how about we just go give up our picks for someone who is an all-pro instead of
Yeah, he's proven
maybe
himself.
having, I mean, I don't know what the % chance of drafting an all-pro in the first round is, but it's probably not very high.
Yeah.
so I'm sorry my team was not draft driven, but that's just kind of,
But your picks
I like it.
pan out to be the guys who won them.
Thank you, people of the internet, for joining us once again, good and bad. We don't discriminate here.
Happy Cinco de Drinko.
Happy Cinco de Drinko, and make sure you think outside the box.